Afternoon and welcome. Let's take a look at the top story we are tracking for you this hour. The man who held 4 people hostage at a Texas synagogue has been identified by the FBI as Malik Faisal Akram. He was a 44-year-old British citizen. Now, an hours-long standoff began in Colleyville, Texas, when Faisal Akram took over services at the congregation Beth Israel. An FBI hostage rescue team had stormed the synagogue and freed the remaining 3 hostages. One other hostage had been freed earlier. Now, the captor died in the 10-hour siege. The FBI's field office had earlier said there was no indication that anyone else was involved in the attack. But hours later, Britain's counter-terrorism police detained 2 teenagers in South Manchester. The Greater Manchester Police said in a statement they questioned in connection with the incident. The British citizen was demanding the release of a Pakistani neuroscientist, Afia Siddiqui. Now, she was the first woman to be suspected by the United States of links to al-Qaeda. She was detained in Afghanistan in 2008. 2 years later, she was sentenced by a New York court to 86 years in prison for the attempted murder of U.S. officers in Afghanistan. She is currently being held in a prison in Fort Worth, Texas, which is about 30 kilometers away from the synagogue which Akram attacked. Siddiqui's links to Akram remain unclear. Now, police have not said whether the assault team killed Akram or whether he killed himself. FBI special agent in charge said a team would investigate the shooting incident. No further information was given about Akram or what his motive may have been. The incident led to renewed calls to fight anti-Semitism. U.S. President Joe Biden called hostage standoff an act of terror. Biden appeared to confirm that the attacker had sought the release of convicted terrorist Afia Siddiqui, and Biden pledged to stand against anti-Semitism and against the rise of extremism in America.
This was an act of terror. This was an act of terror, and not only was related to someone who had been arrested, I might add, 15 years ago and been in jail for 10 years. The idea that it was something new. They did just a great job. I also told him that I wanted to make sure we got the word out to synagogues and places of worship that we're not going to tolerate this, that we have this capacity to deal with assault on particularly the anti-Semitism that has grown up.
Britain's Foreign Minister Liz Truss likewise condemned the hostage-taking as an act of terrorism and anti-Semitism. She wrote on Twitter that the UK stands with the US in defending the rights and freedoms of citizens against those who spread hate. Residents of Colleyville are still struggling to comprehend the incident. Listen in to some of the reactions.
You don't want to see anything like that happen, whether it's in a Jewish synagogue or whether it's in a church or just in any situation. It's sad that I guess they had to end up taking the guy out, but it's good that no one else was hurt.
Thing is, you got people like that, and it can happen anywhere. So you feel like you're safe, but you never know. So.
WION, now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.